Assalamu alaikum. This lecture is dedicated to Hussam from Utah and his far less handsome brother, Umar. Yeah? Right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillahi al-Ameen. Amma ba'd. So welcome to this course. It's going to be about 4 days. We're going to spend 4 days on Tawheed. And then Tuesdays we're going to spend on fiqh, inshallah. So, Tawheed is what we're studying today. And before we begin, maybe we'll just get to know each other a little bit, since I'm going to have to put up with you for a month. So you guys have to put up with me. But that's just one person, but I have to put up with all of you. Yeah? So at the end of the month, you won't have to see my face, but I won't have to see all your faces. Anyways, the idea is this: let's get to know each other just so we can have fun. You guys look already so excited, the energy. You can cut the electricity with a knife in this room. So the way I usually like to start is we break the ice, we get to know one another. Does everyone know everyone else in here? Kind of? Okay, but still we should know, the names and everything. And that way we can also have a fun class. Because, I don't want to be teaching everyone's like. So, where should we start? Do you guys count? Okay. Let's start with you. Tell us your name. I'll ask you. Go ahead, sir. What's your name?
Hamza.
How old? If you want to say your age, how old are you?
20.
20. Good man. And what is that? Did you finish high school?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And what are your hobbies?
Basketball.
Basketball. Okay.
Sports.
All right. Sports and basketball.
Yeah.
Anything else? Okay, that's fine. You like video games?
Stop playing games.
Alhamdulillah. How long did you stop playing games? Can you stop playing games? Alhamdulillah. How long ago did you do that? This morning? I stopped it to come here. A year ago?
Yeah.
Excellent. This is amazing. What made you stop?
Waste of time.
Waste of time? See, 20-year-olds don't say things like waste of time. They don't understand time. So they don't. They just sit there all day. All day. So you stop just because it's a waste of time. MashaAllah. How do you fill your time now? Basketball.
Work.
Work?
Yeah.
Good man. I'm very proud of you. Keep it up. Don't ever go back to it. Destroy your game console if you haven't sold it already. Oh, good man. Oh, that's why you stopped, because it broke and you were broke. You couldn't buy a new one, huh? Okay, good. Anything else you want to tell us? Alright, good man. Hamza. And?
Ahmed.
Ahmed. Everybody know Ahmed?
No.
Okay. How old are you?
17.
17. And you're in 11th grade? Okay. And what school do you go to?
Robinson.
Robinson?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what are your hobbies?
Soccer.
Soccer. Good man. Just soccer? Everybody turn off your cell phones. The interesting thing is, I always wonder why teenagers need a cell phone. Like your friend calls you, like, oh yeah? Oh, Pokemon's on? Okay. Is Pikachu okay? Alright, alhamdulillah. Let me know if anything happens in Digimon. Thank you. The other day this girl, I was saying that, why do you need phones? And she was saying, my phone is my life. I said, you need a new phone. Whew. I'm going to tell you the jokes, I'm going to tell you the rules about my jokes. You have to laugh at all my jokes, because my jokes are absolutely superb, just out of this world. Tell us your hobbies now.
Hobbies is soccer.
Just it?
Yeah, soccer.
You play video games? A little bit. Just a little bit, just like 20 hours a week. Yeah? What's your favorite video game?
Probably Winning 11.
Winning 11?
Yeah.
What is that?
Soccer.
Soccer game, okay. So, now that's not how you play soccer. You really play you play.
I play really
Okay, good man, good. I thought that's all you do is like you live in a fantasy world where you're good. Okay, great. So Ahmed, right?
Yeah.
So Ahmed, Hamza, and you are, sir?
Yusuf.
Yusuf. How old are you, sir? 17. And you're in 11th grade also? Oh, how'd you do that? Okay. Oh, good man, I like you. And what are your hobbies? Working is a hobby for you? MashaAllah. Okay. As long as it's legit, it's fine, right? Good man, I like you already. Are you bored?
Hmm?
You bored?
Am I bored? No.
Good man, excellent. Anything else you want to add? Anything else you like?
That's pretty much it.
Okay, so Yusuf, Adam,
Adam,
and how old are you?
19.
19, and you're in college, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in college.
Okay, what are your hobbies, sir?
Football.
Football.
Football. Played all 4 years high school.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You any good at it?
Yeah.
You must be, right? I mean, unless you just have the buckets of water and stuff, yeah. But yeah, you look good, mashallah. Okay.
Defensive end.
Uh-huh. What's your team?
Redskins. of course.
Redskins? Okay.
Crazy
You know what?
enough.
I'll tell you what. I don't know anything about football. I don't know the positions. I don't know who's who.
But
I
you
don't
love
know
Redskins.
any names. But I do know this. Without knowing anything about football, the Redskins is a horrible, horrible team. I know that. I think anybody knows that, right? Hamza, you agree with me?
I
Yusuf?
think Hamza hit his head making wudu.
Do you agree with me?
I disagree.
No, be honest now. Okay, it's your favorite team. You love them, but they're horrible.
No,
They're not?
no.
Okay.
Decisions they make are horrible.
Which results in them being a horrible team.
No.
All right, fine. Okay, so Redskins. Anything else? Any other hobbies?
Scouting.
Scouting?
Yeah.
What is that?
I think you know.
No.
Certain time in a man's life where he begins looking.
Oh, my goodness. Alhamdulillah, you're not on camera. Okay, let's move on. Ahmed?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Allah, ahlan wa sahlan.
My name is Ahmed Ibrahim,
Ahlan, Ustaz Ahmed.
and I will be 25 in June.
Oh, mashallah.
Or in June 20.
Okay, good. So we can sing happy birthday for you. What day is it?
Shwan.
Okay, good. We might bring you surprise cakes and all that
No,
stuff.
no,
Okay.
Not about that.
All right, good man.
I graduated and I'm working now. I work down the
Oh,
road.
very nice. Excellent. Okay. Anything else? Any hobbies? Or are you passed that age?
Nothing especially.
Nothing especially? Okay, good. You married?
No.
Not yet?
No.
Okay, we'll put your phone number on the screen later on, inshallah. And Khalid? Alayhi salam wa rahmatullah.
My name is Khalid Almaz.
How do you say it?
Kam Almaz.
Kam Almaz. See, because my name is Kamal, I always read Kamal Maz.
Yeah.
You know? But go ahead.
Kam Almaz.
Okay.
I'm 21 years old.
Mhm.
I graduated high school. I'm a senior at George Mason.
MashaAllah.
And my hobbies are snowboarding and making videos.
Excellent, I think. Very good. Jazakallah khair. Yeah. Of course, everyone knows Khalid from the Da'waying video on YouTube. Yes? Excellent. طيب, great. You guys ready to start? You have any questions for me? Any of you who don't know me?
What's your name?
Okay, my name is, they call me Brother Kamal. My name is Kamal Al-Makki. People call me Kamal Makki. I really hate that. It's Al-Makki. And so some of you, this is your first time to see me, right? This is one of the greatest days of your life. No, not because you saw me, because we're going to talk about Tawheed. What were you thinking? Because we're going to talk about Tawheed, yeah, that's why. All right, great. Look, I want to talk about Tawheed, and I want it to be fun. It's really an important topic, it's great, but I also want to enjoy while we're doing this, okay? Because a lot of times, you know, some material is presented dry and boring, but this is really, really important material, and I want us to enjoy it. So, to start and to have a good time, inshallah, this month, let's start off with the rules. The first rule is this, and these rules are repeated. I repeat them everywhere I go. First rule is don't try to be funny. All right? I'm the only one here that's funny, and the rest of you are funny looking. So whatever I say, it's usually funny, and it's guaranteed to be funny, 100%, or your money back. That's the first rule. Second rule, you have to laugh at all of my jokes, because beyond the rule, they really are superb jokes. Yes? They're really good jokes. Great. The third thing, please don't make fun of each other. Only I can do that. Don't insult anybody. Only I can do that. And a lot of times, you know, as the ice breaks, people start making fun of each other's noses and eyebrows and all sorts of things. So don't make fun of anybody else. Number 4, don't interrupt me. Number 5, don't try to act cute. See, from looking around the room, none of you are cute. Probably not even when you were first born. I think if they beat some of you with the ugly stick will get uglier. I think that some of you are so ugly that if they invite you to a competition for ugly people, they might put the first prize in the envelope. And I think some of you... You like this, huh?
Horrible.
That's why you're laughing like that? Some of you when you look in the mirror, the dua of looking in the mirror is Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Now, you just broke rule number 2. You have to laugh at my jokes. There you go. Okay. Number 6, please take notes. Really, really important. If you don't take notes, you're wasting your time. Really. Because this is what they tell you. If you don't take notes, the minute you walk out this door, you're going to forget 25% of everything that I said. Then, 8 hours later, you're going to forget 50% of everything that I said. And here's the worst part. The part that you retain, 20 to 30% of it is incorrect. That's really bad. Especially if you play video games, take very good notes. Because the minute you step out, you're going to be like, where's the reset button? So, make sure you take good notes, please. And then we'll look at your notes towards like maybe the middle or the 3rd week. And then we'll give prizes based on how well you took your notes. Okay. Now also, I think you should know I'm one of the few adults in the world that will get into an actual fist fight with a 12-year-old. I think that's important for you to know. Okay. And number 8, there are 5 evidences. If you need convincing, I always have 5 evidences ready to go at any minute. You want to know the 5 evidences? They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Straight into the point. Because I know, you know why I'm saying that? Because a lot of youth, they think they can beat you up always. Once I had a class, they all jumped me. I beat all of them up. But they really thought they could beat me up. I was erasing the board, they all jumped. I beat them all up. And I always warn them, we'll turn the lights off, it'll be like the old Batman episodes. You'll see bam, pow. You guys haven't seen those, huh? Alright, great. So let's get into the real stuff now, unless you have any questions for me. No? Great. So the first thing we're going to study, Tawheed. Tawheed is part of Aqeedah. You know what Aqeedah is? How do you translate Aqeedah into English? Creed. Creed. Now, so let's define Aqeedah. Basically, when we say Aqeedah, we're talking about, and now this is when we start to write stuff down, because if I ask you in the quiz, what is Aqeedah? Don't make anything up. Don't say Aqeedah is run by Osama bin Laden or anything like that. Okay? So Aqeedah is when we refer to things in the religion that are related to belief, related to the heart, related to belief, more so than related to action. So for example, Aqeedah deals with the belief in the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, belief in the Tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a belief in the angels. You see the word belief, belief in life after death, belief in the punishment of the grave, belief in paradise and the hellfire. All these things are related to Aqeedah. So Aqeedah is related to belief, unlike fiqh. Fiqh is related to acts of worship, dealing with one another, the rules of marriage, the rules of divorce, the rules of hajj, the rules of business dealings, all these things. So Aqeedah deals with things of belief, and fiqh usually deals with acts of worship and dealings between one another. Okay, now this is the interesting thing, okay? The things in Aqeedah, see, a lot of times people think Islam is a strict religion, period. I'm telling you this, and I always say it, and you will find out that it's the truth, inshallah, at the end of the month. That the more you learn about Islam, the more you discover it's an easy religion. The more you read about it, the more you discover it's easy. The more you don't know about it, the more you think everything is difficult and everything is haram. And I give examples. For example, most people, if a dog licks their hand, they think they have to make the wudu all over again. You heard that before?
Yeah.
Most people think so. If a dog touches you, you have to do wudu all over again. No such thing. Opinion is, or the ruling is, you just wash that area. Or some scholars don't even say you don't even have to wash that area. But you just wash it, you go straight to the masjid, you pray. So you have wudu, some lady has her mutt, he licks your hand, you go to the masjid, you just wash that area, and you pray, and that's it. That's it. That's how easy it is. Some people, they get a paper cut, oh, I gotta go refresh wudu. No. The more you read, the more you discover that it's nice and easy. So, now, with that being said, with issues of Aqeedah, Islam is strict. There's no leeway, there's no games in Aqeedah. With fiqh, you find different opinions, and you can have doubt. For example, I'm not sure if in salah I should put my hand here after saying Sami Allahu liman hamida, or should I drop them to my sides? Fine, you can have doubt there. Fiqh, it's lenient. But with Aqeedah, there's no room for doubt. Can you say, well, I'm not sure if there is a God or not? in Aqeedah. Is that acceptable? No. I'm not sure if the angels exist or not. Not acceptable. So with Aqeedah, Islam is very strict with issues of belief, and with fiqh, there's different opinions and there's some leeway, some flexibility. So even if you look at the word Aqeedah, it comes from Aqada, which either means shadda or it means rabat, like when you tie something or when you like pull and tighten something. So even here you see how firm it is. Even the word comes from something that's kind of firm. No games, no leeway. You can't fool around with Aqeedah. You believe in Allah, His angels, His messengers. No joke there. So that's when it comes to Aqeedah. So everyone understand the difference now? Aqeedah, fiqh. We're studying Aqeedah. We're studying issues of belief. Yes? No?
Yes.
Great. Thank you, sir. All right. طيب. So then our definition also now again, it's basically firm belief in the heart that is not accompanied or challenged by any doubt about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or obedience to Allah or His angels, meaning believe in His angels or messengers or books or the last day or qadar or all the issues of the unseen, things of the unseen, like the grave and things of that sort that are unseen to us. Excuse me. How about a comment here on the unseen? Because Allah only knows the unseen, right? Only Allah knows what's the unseen. You know the unseen, right? Things in the future, things that happen after you die. No one knows that stuff. No one can videotape it, no one can record it for you. So, sometimes Muslims get confused if someone, for example, because Allah says in the Quran that He knows what is in the womb, right? The baby in the mother's womb, Allah knows that. And He knows the unseen. So now some people say, well, now the doctor knows it as well. So who can explain how this is not a problem here? It doesn't negate the unseen. Who can explain that? So someone says, well, Allah knows what's in the womb, and now doctors can tell you what's in the womb, male or female. How do you answer that? I'd like to take a whack at it.
Allah gave humans the knowledge to create technology to see it.
Okay, good man. He said the magic word. He says now they can see it. With the technology, they can see it, so it's not unseen anymore. It's not a problem. I know some people, they wouldn't watch the weather report. Oh, they're claiming to know what will happen in the future, and that's the unseen. Only Allah knows when it's going to rain. No, it's not unseen anymore because now they can see it through, as you said, the technology. So they have the satellites and the Doppler radar and all that stuff, and it shows you there are clouds coming towards us. They look pretty thick, and by the time they get over us, it's probably going to rain tomorrow. So it's not unseen, you understand? But they couldn't know the unseen the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows it. And Allah says, look, if you look at the description, Allah describes وَيَعْلَمُ مَا فِي الْأَرْحَامِ. He didn't say man fil arham. He doesn't know who is in the womb, male or female. He knows what is there. So He knows everything about that baby that's just formed in the womb. They're going to be rich. They're going to be handsome. They're going to be good at sports. They're going to stop playing video games. Everything, Allah knows it. You see, that's the difference. The doctor can't tell you all that. He can't scan and say, well, you have a boy. He is a loser. And he's going to be a geek and ugly. He can't do that. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will know all that stuff. So that's the thing about the seen and the unseen. And if the unseen were seen, there would be no test in life. True or false? There would be no test. Imagine I tell you have a test next week, you come, the answers are on the board. Is that a test? If you can see the answers? So you think, some people say these things like, well, why doesn't God come on TV and show Himself to us? Oh really? What do you think the test would be after that? There would be no test. Or if Allah showed us the paradise and the hellfire, there would be no test. So once you see the unseen, it's too late. Go for it. It's all good. Once you see the unseen, it's too late. Who can give me an example of when you see something from the unseen, it's too late to become Muslim, too late to repent? Yes?
When the sun rises from the...
Good example. When the sun rises from the west. When the sun, this is one of the major signs of the Day of Judgment. When it comes from this is a huge sign. When the sun comes out from the west, you can't say like, okay, let me make some tawbah, right? It's too late. How about something else on a personal level? I think you started to say.
When you see like the angel of death.
When you see the angel of death. Suppose some guy said, I want some of that. Suppose some guy sees like he's an atheist. He says there's no God, no angels, nothing. I don't believe in anything unless I could touch it. This atheist then gets into a car crash. He sees the angel of death come. I said, "Khalas, it's all right. Thank you. It's okay. Later. Just save me a piece." So this atheist now, he's dying, and then he sees the angel of death coming towards him. Now, can he now become Muslim or repent? It's too late. He saw something from the unseen now. It's too late to repent. I guarantee you, Fir'aun, when he saw the angel of death, he was like, oh, there is a God. Let me repent. It's too late, you know. And so same thing, once you see something from the unseen, it's too late. And if you could see the unseen, there wouldn't be any test. And so that's why. All right, great. Everyone know the 6 pillars of Iman? 6 pillars of Iman? Anybody? Yeah? Anyone want to tell us the 6 pillars of Iman? All right. I'll teach you a way that you'll never forget the 6 pillars of Iman, inshallah. First one is what's the next one? And number 6. All right, so you do know them, man. What's going on? Okay. Here's the easy way to remember the 6 pillars of Iman. Because we're talking about Aqeedah, issues of belief, Iman, right? This is the easy way to remember the 6 pillars of Iman. Allah sent His angels to give His books to His messengers so they can warn people of the last day, and all of that is part of the qadr of Allah. One more time. Allah sent His angels to give His books to His messengers so they can warn people of the last day, and all that is part of the qadr of Allah. You got it? Never forget after this, right? Nice and easy. Yes or no? Yeah? Okay, nobody looks excited, so I'll assume you're containing yourselves. You guys like my jokes about violence and stuff? Yeah, about punching people with 5 evidences, and yeah, because you know why youth like jokes about punching and fighting and all these things, because that's what you learn is what it takes to be a man. Like if you ask high school kids, what's a man, they tell you he's tough, he's this, he's that, and so the image you get in the media is the male is always aggressive. That's why young folks are so aggressive these days, because they think to act like a male you have to be aggressive all the time. Fighter. Lion, a tiger, whatever they call them now, the tough guys. I'm saying, why do we all have to fight? Huh? Why do we all have to fight? Can't we all, what do they say? Can't we all get along? Where'd you get that from? Can't we all just pick one guy and beat him up? Why do we all have to fight? Gotcha there. All right. Somebody broke the rule. You broke the rule. You got to laugh. All right. So let's get to the important stuff. Let's take some important points related to study of Aqeedah. All right? To issues of belief. Some important points. The sources are the Quran and the Sunnah, right? Anything in the Quran and from authentic Sunnah must be accepted. And you see the Sunnah now, even the authentic Sunnah now is a source of attack. All deviant groups, they want to attack the Sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay? So people, now they always want to attack the Sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So they tell you things like, well, the Sunnah when it was penned down, when it was copied down by men, and men make mistakes, and we don't know if it's weak or authentic, and things of that sort. Well, of course these are all baseless arguments, because first of all, the Quran also, when it was preserved and penned down, it was penned down by men. And there's nothing wrong with that. For example, Ahmed, say a sentence. Bismillah. So Ahmed said Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So now I'm going to take a pen and write down Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. No problem at all. I wrote it down. You can write down very accurately what someone says, especially if he comes to check it after I write it. So there's no problem with writing something down. It can be very accurate. And we know if the hadith are authentic or not. The scholars have gone through this, and some people now even try to take Sahih Bukhari and say, look, we don't know about Sahih Bukhari. And basically these people, they end up just picking and choosing based on their desires, what hadith they like and what they don't like. So the thing is, you can't judge the sunnah based on your opinion, not intellect, opinion. Because intellect always agrees with Islam, but opinion might disagree because you don't feel this is how this should be. And there's some people now, as we speak, there's some people right now in the US who are trying to re-evaluate the hadith based on their opinion. And so there's one person who's doing this at the moment. So if you ask them, what system are you going to use? They can't tell you. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the system I'm going to use to evaluate the hadith. Basically, they're going to look at it, and if they feel this is not good for the feminist movement or whatever it is, they're going to exit out. And if I don't like how this goes, it doesn't fit well with me living in Houston, Texas, they're going to cross it out. So, but now, the system before, if there was a weak narrator who narrated the hadith, and they say, okay, well, this is a questionable or weak hadith. If there was a linguistic mistake in the speech of the Prophet ﷺ, then it's probably, because the Prophet ﷺ never made linguistic mistake, so then they can put a question mark there or say it's weak and so on. So they had a system. But now, we get these people, I don't like it, or I don't understand it. If they don't understand the hadith, they tell you exit out. Well, maybe you don't understand it because your brain is not working very well, and someone else can understand it better than you. But this is a very serious attack on the sunnah that's happening, and most likely you guys are going to have to be at the forefront of of defending the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, and of course there are many things you can't wrap your mind around. So you can't say, well, this hadith I don't understand it, therefore it's weak. Okay, because for example, there are things you can't wrap your mind around. For example, the people of the hellfire, while they're being punished and burning, and it's so the heat, you know it, not like this fire here. While that's happening, they're talking to each other and arguing. As one sheikh said, he said, if that wasn't in the Quran, obviously in the Sunnah, I would never believe it. That they're being burnt, and it's the most painful, excruciating pain, and they're still talking to each other and blaming each other and cursing each other. How do you have time to do that? You know the dialogue between the people of the hellfire amongst themselves in the Quran. They talk. So, some things you can't wrap your mind around. Who can wrap his mind around eternity? You can't. So you can't dismiss something just because you can't wrap your mind around it. True or false?
True.
Great. Okay. Now, of course, one way to understand what's being said in the Quran and the Hadith. Now, there's a good relationship between the Quran and the Hadith. There are certain parts in the Quran that are explained with the Hadith. And also the Quran also mentions certain things about the life of the Prophet ﷺ and things of that sort. Now, at the same time, one way, like let's say for example, in this room, one of us said, stop doing that. Okay? Now 100 years later, people said, okay, well there was a group of young men, one of them being old, that's me, and they were at this tutoring center, and one of them said, stop doing that. Now, how can we know what he meant, stop doing that? But if all of us wrote in our diaries today when we go home, right? If we wrote what happened today, people can figure out what he meant by stop doing that when they look at how we explained it. Because we were here, we saw he said stop doing that. What was that? One guy was picking his nose. So he said stop doing that. Stop picking your nose. So the rest of us who wrote this down, they said, Brother Ahmed, for example, because there's two of you, you don't know which one I'm talking about, was picking his nose, and then Brother so-and-so said, stop doing that. So the best way to understand what someone is saying is when they explain their own words, or someone who was there tells you what he meant exactly. What am I getting at? The best understanding of Islam is the understanding that was done by those who were with the Prophet ﷺ right there. I'll tell you something. For example, there are people now who say, dumb movements, really dumb movements. One of them was like, we're going to make the tafsir of the Quran, right? We're going to do the exegesis, like explanation of the Quran, based on the woman's perspective. And so they're saying that the Ummah for 1,400 years was basically upon misguidance until a woman comes and interprets the Quran from the mindset of a woman, and now we're going to have the truth on the issue. So now, if you were going to do this, if you're going to look at the Quran without looking at all at how the Prophet ﷺ explained certain ayat or how the companions explained the ayat, you're not going to do a good job at all. I'll give you examples. For example, there are ayat in the Quran that suddenly starts talking about an issue or describing something. There are ayat that would say, in Surah Al-Hashr for example, that certain group of people, they start destroying their homes with their own hands. So what on earth is this ayah talking about?